Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm called Daniel. So the first way for you to overcome your school anxiety and stress is by eating carrots. Sorry, I'm just kidding. But if you wish you know, then stay tuned. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to share with you people the 6 ways for you to overcome your school anxiety and stress. So the first way for you to overcome your school anxiety and stress is by recognizing the feeling, then writing it down by producing 2 lists. That means in the first list, it should be containing how you feel when you're anxious. Then in the second list, it should be having what makes you to feel anxious. That means the elements that should be in the first list should be something like your palm sweating, feeling very stressed up, having headache, feeling tired, feeling bored, or feeling sleepy. During the second list, what makes you to feel anxious or stressed up. From my personal experience, there's something like the fact of having no friend in school, the fact of going to school every day. That means a routine of you going to school every day, or maybe the fact of the teacher pairing people up in class, like in groups, and the members that you're having in your group doesn't like you, or maybe the fact of the teacher pointing at you in class, pointing at you to answer a question, I can't stand up and do your presentation or speak out boldly. And those are elements that makes you feel stressed up. But the fact of you recognizing the feeling is a first stage for you to break out of it. Because as a wise man once said, you can't fight an enemy that you can't see. However, in those 2 lists that you're going to be producing, on the first list, how you feel when you're anxious, it should be divided into 2 again. That means it should be divided into your fears and the reality. That means the fact, their fears and the fact. Because what you fear is not exactly what happens. The same thing with like what makes you feel anxious. You should write your fear, the fact of having no friend. Then the reality is true, you have no friend, but you can be able to make yourself a friend. So it's you there stopping yourself from making yourself friends. So that way you should be focusing on. Stop focusing on the fears that you're having, but start to focus on the facts that are there. Now, the second reason. The second way is that you do the things that you love. Instead of getting up in the morning, brushing your teeth, taking a bath, getting yourself breakfast, and leaving directly to school, you try doing things differently. That means you try having leisurely mornings before getting to school. That means you do something like meditation in the morning, you do a sport activity, or you do yoga. Before now, you get a quality and good breakfast before leaving for school. Now I always say that school should be starting at 6 or 7:30 in the morning, but instead at 9 or 10, giving enough time for the students to prepare well before getting to school. But since we cannot change the system for now, that means we need to get up more early in order to have those leisurely activities before getting to school. It's going to make you feel more relaxed and less stressed up. And then while coming back from school, you should not just jump directly into your books or into reading and try to do all the exercise that they ask you to do. But you try to do an activity that makes you to feel love or to make you to feel more comfortable. That means you like try watching a Netflix series or Netflix film, or you even like go and visit a friend, take even 30 or 1 hour to relax very well when you're coming back from school in order to cool down the stress. Then after that, you now take a good rest for about 15 or 30 minutes. You can now be able to like study very well, or to jump into your book and do the assignments or the exercise, or prepare for the next day or the next courses that is coming. And this is a very important thing that I want people to take notice of, because people that are very stressed up or they're anxious, they always like concerning school, they always like care about, I'm not saying something that's bad, but they always care about the amount of grades that are going to have. That means the grades that are going to have. It's not something that is bad to care about the grades that you're going to get at the end of the year or for the upcoming exams. But the thing is that you stress up a lot. That means it's stress up like what amount of grades am I going to have? Otherwise, they read a lot, they continue to read a lot. I'm not saying that it's not important, but I'm saying that your mental health is more important than the amount of A grades they are going to get. I think that is something that they needed to like teach every student, that they needed to know in school. The fact that the mental health should be a number 1 priority than the grades. Because first of all, it's very important, and secondly is because grades are something that you're always going to be looking for. Whether you're in nursery school, primary school, secondary school, high school, or even a university, the grades is something that you're always going to be looking for in order for you to move to the next stage, or in order for you to pass an exam. I don't think it's something that you need to focus yourself on or to like focus more your attention and get yourself very stressed up and anxious. Because in order for you to like come out from high school to the university, I think you need to have a pass. You need to have a pass mark. You know something like when you get to the university, you're not going to be looking for grades. You're going to be looking for grades in order to making your exams. So it's something that always going to be constantly stressing for. So that's why I always advise you to feel yourself more relaxed, because I don't think you can even be able to get to an exam hall very stressed up and anxious and you're able to hit very high. It's difficult for you, because if it's that, maybe you actually realize it in one person, maybe in an intelligent person, or maybe even in you, that when you breathe a lot, when you prepare a lot for an exam, you end up not having good grades. You end up having like 12 or 13 or 20. But when you relax the more, you visit friends, you discuss with friends, and you watch films, and you try to like study, like part time you study too, you feel like you have high marks, you hit high, you hit something like 15 or 16 or even 17, because there you are feeling more comfortable while getting to an exam hall. But when you're overreading, focusing all your mind on reading, it's making your things to be very choked up, and when you get to the exam hall, you are not able to like do things very nice, and you feel very stressed and anxious. So try to relax them more and do the things that you love. I think that's the number one priority. Your mental health is more important. Now, the third way is that you need to increase your communication, because most people that are anxious, or most people that are facing anxiety, I think one of the best way for you to overcome your anxiety is by increasing your communication, like your interaction with people. That means instead of getting to school every day and just sitting at your corner when they just giving the lessons or anything, you always isolate yourself a lot. You try moving to people and try to make yourself friends in class or at home or anywhere that you find yourself, because increasing your communication is going to make you to feel more relaxed with people. And when you're gathered with people, you I think you reduce your stress and your anxiousness. Make the best in order for you to increase your communication skills. And if it's that you cannot make yourself friends, you try talking it with maybe with family members or even with a specialist, so they should help you like make everything possible to increase your communication with people, and not just staying alone at home or in school, isolating yourself all the time. No, try make yourself friends. And that you tell me that it's very difficult for you to make yourself friends, and that is true, because even me when I was passing through the stage of anxiety, it was very difficult for me to make yourself friends. But this is the thing that I will tell you, because this is the thing I realized through my experience, is the fact that it's not only you in that class that is feeling very anxious or that is facing the anxiety. There are a lot of people like you also that is facing that very anxiety stage. So you try meeting up with the people that you feel like, or you see like they isolate themselves too, and then you put to try to communicate and share opinion or share ideas. I think that's going to make you feel more comfortable in class, or reduce the amount of stress or the amount of anxiousness they're feeling like every day. So increase your communication skills, something that's very, very important. Yeah, it's going to at least make it to move to a next level. The fourth way for you to overcome your school anxiety and stress is the fact that you need to create or do the activities that you're passionate about, because you need to like do something that makes you feel very good, or that, how can I say, that makes yourself to be praised. That's how I can say it. Maybe is that the activities to do like sport or dancing or singing or playing jazz band, or all activities, kind of activities that they are passionate about. Look at the fact that it's going to connect you with people, but it's going to make yourself to feel more comfortable in your environment, because doing the things that you love, doing the things that you're passionate about, makes you feel more relaxed. And also it's going to give yourself more value, because when you do something that is good, that satisfy others, they're going to appreciate you, and it's going to make you feel or to have more value. And also don't forget to always compliment yourself when you do something that is very good, or that is very nice, or that is helping others in order for you to attain the goal or to make yourself feel very comfortable. If there's comedy they are passionate about, writing comedy or any activity in school or drama or anything that makes you feel more comfortable, so do that activity they are passionate about. If there's football, then you play football the best way that you can, and it's going to help you to interact with people, to connect with people, and also to be able to like praise more yourself because of the things that you're doing. So it's very, very important in order for you to break out those doors of anxiety. So I think that is very important thing. Yeah, doing the activities they are passionate about, but that makes you to have more value. Another this fifth way is something that will be very, very complicated and difficult to apply. But then you need to like give yourself reasons for going to school, and I think that is one of the key thing. You need to give yourself the reasons why you go to school. That means are you going to school, or what, or you just give yourself reasons or make yourself reasons that will push you to go to school every day. Because I think one of the highest anxiety, the fact of the routine of always going to school constantly and facing the same procedure. So you need to give yourself the like more reasons for going to school. Maybe it's because of friends, or maybe because of the activity they're passionate about. If there is football that you play at times school, or if there is singing or dancing or playing drama, you give yourself that reasons. That means that something that internally don't push you internally always be like always be present in school and all the stuff. So I think that's something that's very, very important. Like give yourself reasons. Maybe it's meeting up with friends. When you're already able to make yourself friends, and friends are something very wonderful. When you go to school every day, you share experience. Always give yourself reasons for going to school. Maybe it's because you want to learn new lessons. Some people go to school because they want to learn new lessons, or meet a particular teacher because he teaches very well, or any kind of thing that way moving to that direction. So give yourself those quality, those good reasons, those solid reasons that will make you, or that will push you every day to go to school. Yeah, so always give yourself those reasons, because without having without having reasons for going to school, you are going to always be like having a gap or empty space, or be always like facing the same routine. But you see people that like that are going to school because maybe they want to like get new lessons, or maybe mix up with friends, new friends, and learn more from them. I think they feel more comfortable, yeah, because of all that, because they have reasons for doing something. But when you're lacking reasons for doing something, then you just feel the thing like they go boring, and that's how you're just going to be falling into the anxiety and get yourself stressed up day by day. So always give yourself the more reasons. Try to take a list. Try to take a paper and a pen and try to write a list of the things, or why you go to school. Why you go to school. Because I always tell people that going to school is good, but knowing why you go to school is more important. They try to write down those activities that makes you to like feel like lovely, or that have you fighting when you're going to school every day. The sixth way. But before getting there, I want you to first of all thank yourself for reaching at this stage of the video. Okay, so this sixth way, I believe that if you practice it every day, it's going to be very helpful for you in the long run. So this sixth way is what is called as exposure. Another is something that is very frightful, but it has a great benefit in the long run. That means that fact of doing the things that your mind fear the most. That's what you need to be doing. That means if that is something like making yourself a new friend, you plan maybe on a Monday or a Tuesday, you're going to move up to your classmate and speak to him boldly, or get an interaction with him and try to understand him more and make a friendship with the person. If there is a fact of like raising up your hand in class and speaking out boldly, you try maybe on that Friday when it's maths and the teacher asks a question in class, you raise up your hand. Whether the answer you say is correct or wrong, or whether they're going to laugh at you or mock at you, it doesn't concern you. The fact is of practicing it continuously, and then in the long run, you get to get used to those feelings. If that is the fact of like you doing your presentation and speaking out boldly and saying what you have to say, if that's what gets you scared the most in school, then you try doing it, you make a preparation, and then you get to class, whether what they're going to say or whether their presentation is going to move all bad. But the fact of doing it continuously, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, the sixth time, or if there is 10th time, you continually do it, in the long run, you're going to get to those feeling of uncomfortability, or that feeling of stress, or being stressed, of your palm sweating, yeah, like your face sweating, yeah, forgetting everything before like speaking out. You continuously do it. You're going to make yourself to get used to those feelings, the feeling of fear in doing those things. So always try to like face your fears than running out from them. So that's the thing. It's going to make yourself pick out directly from anxiety and make yourself feel more comfortable in school. I think that is the highest thing. I think that's the highest way for you to like pick out or to break out from anxiety. So I think that is the most important thing. You need to practice it continuously. I always practice it every day that I have the opportunity. Always try to practice it. Exposure. If there's a new family friend that's come to the house, meet up the person, interact with the person, laugh with the person. If there is moving to a new campus, you move to the new campus, just interact with 2 or 3 people. That will make yourself to feel more very comfortable. If there's an activity, do the activity that makes you share a lot. If there is doing assignments, do the assignments. Whether it's right, whether it's wrong, whether they take your paper or they laugh at you in class, the fact of doing it continuously is going to help you in the long run. So I think that if you need to practice something, as from now, you need to practice what's called exposure. I think that is the highest thing. It's going to help you to pick out of anxiety. So if you want to overcome anxiety and stress, consider this book. Thank you.